Meanwhile, the series of events that we will go through include number one, opening, number two, delivery and presentation of material, number three, question and answer, and last, closing. Okay, friends, let's try to the first session. It is the opening. Let's sing the song together. Next, moderator.
Okay, thank you, Ali. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Tiara Eko and I'm pleased to be here today as the moderator of today's presentation. Today's presentation bears the theme of life underwater. The presentation activity is motivated the Sustainable Development Goals. Let me introduce our speaker for today's presentation. She is Umur Ramansari. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's start the presentation. Ms. Umur Ramansari, take it yours.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my presentation today. First of all, let me thank you for all coming here. For those who don't know me already, my name is Urban Zari, who are the member of the 5. What I'd like to present to you today is the result of our group discussion regarding life below water, which we took as the topic in this presentation. In this presentation, we're gonna talking about life below water. The second is what are the problems with marine. The third is the examples of the marine problems, and then the impact of the marine problems, and then the data, the case example, and then what is the solution for these issues, and the last is conclusion. First, we're gonna talking about life below waters. So SDG number 14 is based on the fact that the ocean plays a role as a driver of the global system which made the Earth act as a habitable place for humans based on UN Indonesia on 2017. Exclusive exploitation of the ocean and the marine resource has a negative impact on other regional ecosystem and endangered the ability of them to social, environmental, and economic demands based on ICSU 2017. And then we're gonna talking about what are the problems with the marine. The exploitation process that does not pay attention to the carrying capacity of the environment is a problem in itself that is very detrimental to the state and social. Excessive exploitation of underwater and coastline will have a negative impact on the ecosystem. Marine ecosystem constitute the marine ecosystem, the marine biota, coral reef, fish habitats, and sea sand can be polluted or can be extruded to exploitation.
There are clearly many examples of marine exploitation, but here I will give 3 examples of the problem of exploitation life under the sea. Number 1, sandmining the current on a large scale. Indonesia on the of large scale is sandmining for export to Singapore. Massive mining costs Lima Island, Batam, which is not far from Singapore, to simply 2 operations. In fact, this is what is a border market between the 2 countries. Number 2, overfishing. This is one of the most significant factors causing the decrease in wildlife population. The number of overfishing stock world with has tripled in half a country and totally a third of the world's users are accepted as having accepted their biological limits, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Number 3, seawater pollution. Such as water or oil spills from many activity carried out offshore. In general, this meaning is located in the middle of the sea, so the only place to dispose of mining water is of course in the sea. It does not stop there. There are several factors that cause seawater to become polluted due to mining. For example, an oil spill when a tanker carrying oil has an accident or an oil well is drilled. Okay, next, excessive exploitation of the sea can cause various negative effects. But on the environment and human, here are some of the main negative effects. Number 1, coral reef effect. Activities such as fishing of boats or points can damage coral reefs, which are important habitat for various plant species. Number 2, coral reef exploitation. The exploitation of coral reefs was carried out by is growing faster and has no longer 3 times the size of Earth. Number 4. Ocean acidification. Heat carbon dioxide emission are absorbed by the ocean, causing an increase in seawater exit. This has a negative impact on marine organisms such as shellfish, coralliferous, and plankton, which have or surplus made of calcium carbonate. Number 5. Social and economic impact. Coastal communities that develop on the sea for tourism spots such as Finland may lose their source of income due to reduced fish population. If dependent on sustainable marine resource can threaten the sustainability of the local economy and coast property. And last, climate change. Exploitation of marine resources such as oil and gas contribution to greenhouse gas emission which influence global climate change. Climate change includes the temperature, contours, and the distribution of marine species, threatening ecosystem and livelihoods that depend on stable ocean conditions.
As example, seasonal fishing activity in South Sulawesi have an impact on the life of local fishermen. The most prominent thing is the slide in fish called baby salmon. The fish are cleaning and have to feed the sea around the same eating site. From this where we can see the number of the crashes namely there were 20 million fish before they were mined. After mining it becomes one. Before mining there were 40 mackerel fish. After mining there were 2 remaining. Cotton goldfish before mining there were 20. After mining the result were 0 or 1 left. Before mining the squid produced 40 kilograms per day. After mining only 1 kilogram remains. Before mining there were 20 banana fish. After mining the result was 0 or 1 left. Next. What's the solution for this issue? Here we have 6 solutions. Number 1, the implementation of fishing boat size and type, restriction of fishing gear, and regulation of fishing season. By limiting the number of fish that can be caught, the fish population can be maintained so that it does not experience a drastic decline that could lead to extinction. Number 2, establishment of marine protect area to prohibit or restrict harmful activity. This aims to protect habitat and biodiversity, restore damaged ecosystem, and ensure the extinction of marine resources for future. Number 3, stricter encouragement of law against illegal activities such as illegal fishing and habitat destruction. Number 4, informing local communication in the management of marine resources and providing them with access to education and training on suitable fishing practice. Number 5, additional international cooperation to manage marine resources globally, considering that the ocean is interconnected system between countries. And last, encouraging the diversification of livelihoods for coastal communities so they are not solely dependent on marine resources. For example, by developing the suitable tourism sector. Suitable tourism can help in promoting and preserving local culture and natural beauty.
So, the conclusion of today's presentation is that marine exploitation is the exclusive use of marine resource, causing damage to marine ecosystems and reducing biodiversity. And activities such as overfishing can disturb the balance of marine ecosystems and threaten the livelihoods of coastal communities. Activities such as sand mining, coastal development, and destructive fishing practice. For example, the use of bomb and poison can damage the coral reefs, mangrove rivers, and seagrass beds. And the last is the loss of these important habitats, which is shelter and breeding ground for many marine species.
Okay, thank you to Umum Panasani for providing an explanation about life under sea. Number 1 is happening to our marine due to the exploration of the sand. I hope you understand today's presentation. Okay, and session. If you are ready to add or have question about, please your hand. Okay, please.
Okay, my name is Eliana Ramati. I have a question. Is there any live entity that presents pressure of marine ecosystems?
Next.
Okay, Dr. Hasan, my name is Fidrani. I want to ask something on your presentation. We will just discuss the topic of marine ecosystem image. So the question is, what happens to the marine ecosystem if a sea or is contact? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Eliana and Rama. Let me read the first question. The question about what happens to the marine ecosystem if a sea is good. Is it true?
Yes.
Okay, second question from Rama. Is there any state law regarding the protection of marine ecosystem? Is it true?
Yes.
Okay. Please answer.
So now, thank you for Elena and Rama for giving me the question. So now I'm gonna answer your question. The first question is if there any law regarding the preservation of marine ecosystem. The answer is the policy of marine sand exploitation is outlined in government regulation number 26 of 2023 concerning the management of marine sedimentation projects. This regulation allows the utilization of sedimentation projects, including marine sand, for domestic reclamation, construction, development, and export. So I'm gonna answer the question from Rama. The answer is some negative impacts of the implementation of the CITO policy includes the damage to the marine ecosystem around the ports. This is because the construction of new ports will inevitably force small-scale fishermen to venture further out to sea to catch fish, even though the waves are very large, which can threaten the safety of the fishermen.
With this, I end today's question and answer question session. Thank you to the first question and speaker. I believe with the material lesson today, we can understand and take discussion to prevent the exploitation of season. We will also learn. I would like to thank you everyone who come to this discussion. With this, I would like to say that this the end of today's discussion. I am Rizky after your moderator. Apologies if there are any sort of error including this discussion. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And turn it into us.
That was the presentation from Group 5.